Won't you please come join me for some midnight therapy? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. This is the Big Five. Can't believe we made it this far. If you are new to the show, buckle up. This is going to be a good one. If you are returning, you know the drill. We're back here with another week, another day, another minute, another second of Midnight Therapy, hosted by the one and only, yours truly, Kat Matthews. This is a big episode for a couple of reasons, but number one, first official paid sponsor, unlike Aldi, who I did out of the kindness of my heart. They didn't pay yet, but this one is paid technically. I would like to give a giant shout out and plug to the greatest tattoo shop and tattoo artist in this area, who I've been going to for many years, even during the COVID time. Sure, we all remember that time well and look back on it fondly, but the shop store business is called Tusk in Scranton, the historical Scranton. We're going to talk about Scranton a little later. And her name is Rhiannon. Giant shout out. Thank you for the free merch. This shirt that I'm wearing is from the Tusk Business and Tattoo Parlor. Rhiannon is the greatest. If you know, you know. I almost don't want to tell you because then she'll book up too much and I won't be able to get in, but it's worth sharing. She's the best. So thank you for being the very first, technically, paid sponsor of this show. This is awesome. Hopefully many more to come, but you'll always be the first, Rhiannon. I tipped her with a Lunchable the second time I got a tattoo, and I think it stuck, and now we're bonded on that. So she remembers that, and I remember her, and this is your first sponsor, brought to you by Tusk Scranton. Check it out. Follow on Instagram, and if you need any tats, you know where to go. Moving on, normal segment of the show, swapped out the skull for the snowman. There's no rhyme or reason to anything on this show. It's not snowing where I am, but it's a snowman from the Christmas paintings of the Grotesque Holiday Portrait Series. The snowman's a good one. Could be used all year. Doesn't have to be in the winter, but there it is. Hope you enjoy it throughout this episode. This week, we're going to talk about something that happened this past week in my field of work. So by day, I'm a substitute teacher. Yeah, they let anyone do that now. But I'm pretty good at it. I've been doing it for quite a long time. Me and my good dear friend Eric, another shout out to you, started substitute teaching during COVID because there was nothing else to do and schools were opening up, and we said let's do it. He has since moved on with his life and does other things. I'm still doing that, so take that for what that's worth. It was a good job though. I think I'm done. It's probably my last year. We're wrapping up the school year next couple weeks, but yeah, it was a good run. It was a very easy job to get into during the COVID time, and it remained easy enough and fulfilling enough, and I was able to pursue other things because it left a lot of time. You know, you get out at like 3:30 if summer's off, holidays off. There's a lot of good perks to being a teacher, even if you're not an official teacher, you know. So it was fun while it lasted, but still working in a school. I've been working at the same school for 3.5 years. But last week was Teacher Appreciation Week. I don't know if you know what that is. It was nice. I remember it every year. It was nice. And they make up these holidays, and I'm not disparaging them, but they are made up. It'll be like Cactus Day. And they'll believe it, and they'll talk about it. It's very weird. But that was one of them, Teacher Appreciation Week, and there was all these different things. And it was nice. Don't get me wrong, it was nice. I would personally have liked health insurance, or I don't know, a raise. But the muffin platter was nice. I had a banana nut muffin. I'm not going to say I didn't. And it was almost as good as Perkins. Not quite, but it was good. I'm not complaining, but a little better would have been nice. And the cool thing about me being like a sub and not a real teacher is I get like this like outside perspective. So I get to look at it from outside of that little echo chamber the teachers are in. It's not bad. All environments have this echo chamber. They are, and in the school, the school system is very much like an office setting. There's copying, like a copy machine. There's coffee. There's the secretaries, the janitors, the troublemakers, the gossipers, the the talk in the halls, like, how you doing? Living the dream, and the redundant, and then the mundane. It gets there, and a lot of the teachers have it now because it's the end of the year. They've been doing it too long, and they need their summer. And I feel that too, because whoever doesn't work with kids doesn't know how bad you do need that summer. Like, your brain will fry if you had to do it all year. That's why the 180, everyone says, oh, they only work half the year. Yeah, because that's all you could do. It's a lot. But very similar to the office setting. And with the office setting, you see a lot of these things too. These goodies. We're going to keep using the word goodies because that's what keeps the world going. What keeps the world going is goodies. Do not kid yourself. Goodies do everything. When you work at a shitty corporate place that makes whatever, you all saw the show The Office. Scranton, shout out again. I was, right here. Based off it. It was really in California, but it was based off of Scranton. That's our only thing. Well, the big one. But the office setting, it's a little boring, a little mundane, a little sad, a little depressing. It's kind of, you get through the day, you take it slow, you do busy work, you take the long way to the bathroom. But if you walk in the break room, there's pizza. You kind of forget about all that stuff for a little, right? Think about it. How many times did you let terrible grievances go for a thin slice, not even a full, like a party cut slice of pizza? You've done it, and it made you feel better. It spiked the dopamine in your head when you saw, oh, look, there's Sprite. They also have Sprite. And Coke Zero. You're like, it's a nice touch. And you pour yourself a swig, and you enjoy it. And don't pretend you don't. Well, that's what I experienced. I didn't get the health insurance or the full-time job or any of that, but I did get a nice muffin. And there were cups. They had like a beach theme in this school break room. There was little umbrellas in the cups. I thought that was nice. And I made myself a Sprite with the little cup, pink cup and the umbrella. And it was kind of nice. There was even a loopy straw. So that's what did it for us. But this goes on every day, whether it's a pizza party or they used to do like clam bakes, but they don't do that anymore. Now it's like Domino's. Brightens up the day. I'm telling you, it brightens up the day. Now, a school is not exactly like the office setting. The office is a little more depressing, I will say. And I'm generalizing, but from what I've seen, and heard, it's not quite as fun. A school is a little more fun. There are other things at a school that an office doesn't have, like field trips or anything like our school. We have things called blowouts, where it's like a big event comes to the school, where it could be a magician, it could be Zumba, like Zumba, or like carnival, like you go outside and there's like a carnival station. Fun. It's elementary school, it's fun. But we did have a few. Again, this is just for entertainment purposes. I'm not bagging on the school. They're doing what they could. A budget's a budget. But we did have this one recently, and I couldn't call it anything else but It was like a dead petting zoo. Now, take that for what it's worth, but they had the unalive section, and then there was the live section. And I went to the live section. There was a turtle to pet, and there was a bearded dragon and a snake. Now, it's still cool, but I feel like those might have been people's pets. I feel like that might have been like, hey, can I borrow your turtle? I got a gig over the school. They're gonna pay me $400. I'm gonna bring it in in a tote from Walmart. What do I put? Hay in it? Do I line it with hay? What does it eat? I just need it for 3 hours. Or we're gonna be a petting zoo tomorrow. And this stoner guy said, I guess I could let you have Frank the turtle for a little. Not saying that's what it was, but that's what it felt like a little. And then if that wasn't, enough to solidify the, I don't know, half-baked blowout, if we could call it that. I don't know, it was a little undercooked, let's say. It just wasn't quite as thought out. Wasn't worked out as much as it could have been. The dead petting zoo section, which I called it, I coined that phrase. It wasn't really called that, but it was like the fossil petting part. It was just like these tables were set up with these animal parts. Dead, obviously. There was like some skulls and some antlers, which were cool, and some pelts, which was a little weird. Kid was like holding up this Fisher cat pelt. He's like, "Oh, look at this." It was weird. It was a little weird. But then there was like deer legs with the fur on it still, like a hoof. And they were like holding it. What is this? I was like, I don't know. It was weird. But that's a blowout. We had that. So you don't get that in the office setting. You don't get that in the office setting, usually. I mean, if you work in an office and you had that, let me know in the comments. We're lacking on comments. We need more comments. But moving on, there are, of course, some problems with the education system. I can spend hours getting into those, but this is not that kind of podcast. We're not going to be too serious here. But in a nutshell, I do feel personally that schools are a little bit of like an indoctrination center. Now, there are some good things that come from schools. I get it. And we talk about them all the time, to nauseum. But I want to talk about the fact that it is kind of like state taxpayer funded childcare. And then we put, some people in charge to feel important. But in reality, it is very similar and comparable to a prison. Now, maybe you don't feel that way, but I do because I'm an outsider. I'm not in the echo chamber of like I love it and I knew I wanted to be a teacher since I was 5 and I have the apple on my desk. I'm not that. I didn't do too well in school and I got in trouble a lot. So there's that. But from being an outsider and then going in, you notice the similarities of the prison. There's busing. They bus you to the place. You can't not go. They will send a truancy officer to find you if you don't go. You have to go. They get all your info when you go to school, register you. The buildings are brick and cold. They're like lit with industrial lighting usually, and there's like metal in the glass. I mean, this is my school, but they're all kind of the same. Yeah, you face forward, you obey orders. The teachers are like the guards, you're like the inmate. There's bad ones, there's solitary. You go to detention, that's solitary. You go to the mess hall, you get the tray, and they slap the on there, and you don't know what it is. You eat it because you're hungry. So there's these things that you have to pick up on. There are similar things between a prison and a school. So that's a little interesting. But getting back to the point, it's a little bit like a prison for the kids, but it's also a prison for the adults. It's also a prison for the teachers. So they become a little Like they're like the guards. They're like, oh, I gotta go to work again. And they're a little sad and angry, maybe a little bitter. So a muffin cart of some sort, or a fruit basket or anything, goes a long way. A little bit of goodies goes a long way for all parties, for every field of work, a teacher, a prison guard, anything. You makes the day a little better. New creamer, French vanilla, like it, pumpkin spice in the fall. Wow, it takes it all away. You could have had a huge fight with your significant other. Could have been horrible. Could have broke your favorite Garfield mug. I hate Mondays mug that your boyfriend could have broke it on you. But when you get to the office and there's French vanilla creamer, you forget for a little. Forget about that. And that's nice. They knew this for a long time. Back to they again, you know. You know who I mean if you don't do your research. Give them bread and circuses. That is a, great quote. Roman Empire. How many times do you think about the Roman Empire? A lot, if you're wondering. But it is that stands the test of time. If the people are watching gladiators kill each other and eating and drinking wine, you're not worried what the government's doing. You're not worrying if they're taking over places, and you don't really care. You're just distracted. That's us, Except it's not quite a homemade piece of sourdough and some hand pressed grape wine. It's a Domino's party cut slice in a mundane, boring office building with drop ceilings. And it's sufficient. That will suffice. Standards are low now, you know. Standards are low, but that's okay. But back when I was in school and I was the student, I feel like me and a couple friends, especially Eric, shout out again, we knew this early. We knew it early. We were out of the simulation early. We were like the lab rats that they picked up and showed that it was a maze and that it was a race, and then they put us back and we're like, well, what are y'all doing? And they're like, what do you mean what are you not doing? We gotta get to English. We have to listen. The teacher's smart. Teacher's smarter than us. Must listen. And we're like, no. We saw her at a bar doing Jello shots on a Tuesday. So we knew early. We didn't care. And that was the problem. You don't care about the system. That's the problem. But when I was in school, it was hard to know that and to fit in because everybody was so obsessed with this system that's really not real. And what I mean by that is the lessons they taught you, really weren't that valuable. And if you are young and watching this and you're maybe still in school or high school, whatever, here's my lesson to you. A job is not your dream. Dreams are good to have, but don't try to make them your career. And a lot of people are going to get mad at this. A lot of the optimists out there are going to get mad at me for this, but it's true. And don't say I don't know where I'm coming from, because my whole life is about dreaming, trying to do comedy and music and art. Wake up. I'm the biggest dreamer there is, and I'm telling you, believe me. I'm talking to this audience. It's like three of you. Talk about dreamer, but you don't see me doing this as a full time. I still wake up and go to sub every day. You know how hard it is picking out a different movie to watch every day. Should work hard like me. But anyways, back to my point. A job is not going to always be your dream, and to be honest, it rarely will be. And if it is, you'll probably learn to hate that dream and resent it. Taylor Swift, that was her dream. Whatever. I don't think she likes it as much as she thought. Not being able to go outside of your house without 500 people taking pictures of you. You can't go to Walmart. You can't go to Red Lobster. You can't look ugly. I go outside, I take the garbage out. I look like a caveman. I don't even brush my hair or my teeth. I'm out there. Like, can you imagine if I was famous and people got those pictures of me? They would think it was Sasquatch. And I'm happy that I'm not famous yet in that way because I want to continue doing that for many years. I don't want to have to comb my mustache to take out the trash. But Taylor Swift will never have that again. She'll always be like forever in the spotlight. And that's a curse. That's what happens when your job is your dream. And then they tell you what to sing and how to sing it and what we're going to do and who you're going to date and what you're going to wear. And it kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. So it's kind of nice to have that thing that makes going to work every day a reward. I think you should separate the two. I don't think you should have dreams be your work because then you're like, it becomes less important for music, for art, whatever. That's why I don't work in those fields full time because inspiration doesn't always come. And when you try to force it, it's never quite as good. So if I had to sit there all day and like, oh, write me songs or make me paintings for a living, I would learn to hate it. I'd get frustrated. I would throw my paint all over the floor. And then I would go on a tangent and go crazy. I'd go to like Wildwood, New Jersey or something and hide for a couple days. Because it's not for me. I don't like mixing the two. So get that straight. Tell the kids right now. Your dream isn't always your job. And with that being said, you're probably going to hate your job. You're probably going to hate your job, even if you thought you loved it when you were 17. Because that's what life is. You turn 17, they go, well, what do you want to do? Even though you've only been to this building every day, this indoctrination center for the past 17 years, now pick what do you want to do for the rest of your life, even though you've never been out. And you go, doctor. And then you drop out after a year. Then you're lost. Or you get the degree and then you realize, at 21, you're 21, 22, you get your degree if you go to college. And then you realize you don't even like it. And college was just a weird blur. And then you get the receipt and it's like $100,000 you owe. And you have no idea how you're probably never going to pay it back. You know? So you work a job, you don't like it. Because nobody likes their job. And if they do, they're lying. If you love your job, you're lying. A job is still a job. A job is the only reason you do it is because there's money. Because you get money to do with it what you wish. You work so you get paid so you can do whatever. If you want to buy crap on Amazon all night, or if you want to go to a restaurant, or you want to drink some beverages with your friends, that's why you work. There might be some fulfillment in there, and you might like your coworkers a little, but nobody likes working. You just do it for the money. Because money makes the world go around. So you're not going to like your job. Your job's not your dreams. There's my 2 lessons for the kids or anyone out there. Dreams are for the side. For example, my music. I made like $73 off of Cat Matthews' music this year around tax season. When I had to do the write-offs, do you know how awkward that was? When I told the woman doing my taxes that here's my $73 I earned, but just the chaps alone I bought that I do own, they're nice, they're custom. They were like $475. And that was just, oh my God, the jackets, the hats, the sunglasses, the truck rental, the bar rental, the crew, the videographer, all that. Do you know how much money I spent? It was like a $5,000 loss. You think that's financially conscious? You think that's a job? That's no way. That's a hobby. This is a hobby. This is a dream. Dreams don't make money. Jobs do. Jobs make money. You go to work every day, you hate it, you'll still get paid. You buy chaps and a hat and you play guitar and you learn, you write songs, you do all that. You never make money. I made $73. I'm probably 30 grand in the hole. Maybe. Or through all of it. Who knows? It's not about that. It's about a passion fulfillment. But a job is for money. Learn the difference. That's all I'm saying. A job is to pay bills, to buy gas for your car, to buy trinkets on Amazon. saw one today. It was like a milk pump. You put it in your milk, and it's like a milk tap, not a breast milk pump. Get your mind out of the gutter. It was just like you put it in your gallon of milk, and you fill it up. You don't have to open the milk because it's cumbersome. Look that word up. You know what I mean? But crap like that, that's what a job's for. That's it. And to waste it, is to make money to waste it. That's all it is. To have money to waste. That's what a job is. But my point is, and this is where it gets good, you learn to love the cage that you build for yourself. And this sounds so sad, but you do learn to love the cage you build. This is like a Creed song. Created my own prison. Good song. Look it up. Look it up. I was at the gym today. I was listening to Divorced Dad playlist. It was awesome. I loved every minute of it. I'm like a divorced dad, and I fit in with divorced dads. And I've never been divorced. I've never been a dad. But wow, Hinder, Lifehouse, Creed, forget about it. It was awesome. Anyways, your own prison. You learn to like it. You build it bar by bar. Whatever excuse you or every little thing, every time you compromise and cave and you go, I guess I'll work overtime and all that. Every bar you build, you learn to love. And you like your cage. You become institutionalized. And you create your own prison and you like it. Some people miss work. They hate it, but if they're off a day, they feel bad. They go on vacation, they feel bad. I should be at the office. I wonder what Marge is up to. I wonder if her and Phil went at it again over the copier. Like, you'll miss it. And then you go back and Gary tells you, oh, the hoagie platter they brought in Friday. And you go, what? Hoagies? I didn't know. I was too busy on the beach with my family. And like, sucker, you missed. There was ham. Boar's head. And you get a little depressed that you missed that. So, big rules for the kids. Work is not your dream, and it shouldn't be. You learn to like your prison because you're always going to hate your job. And these are generalizations, but I'm talking to 95% of you. The 5% of you that are exception, whoa, good for you. You love your job. You probably wear it on a t-shirt. I love my job. Like the Texas Roadhouse people. They actually do that. It says, I love my job. Good for them. But these are the lessons I never learned in school. This is what I noticed, that goodies go a long way. And what really got me is I never learned it in school, and I never learned it at BizTown. Anybody know what BizTown is? For the love of God, please comment. But at my school, and all of you out there, if you're watching, all the people I went to school with that go, wow, this guy's as crazy as he was back then. Now I think he's off the deep end. Do you remember BizTown? For all the people that don't know, BizTown, it was a thing offered to public schools, I guess. And it was like a curriculum where you learned business for the time. This is, I don't know, I was 13 or 14, sixth grade, whatever that is. And they gave you books. You had workbooks every day. It was part of the curriculum. You would open your BizTown book and you would learn stuff, how to start a business, how to write a check. Obsolete now. Different fields you go into, and you learned stuff, and you gave change, you learned change, and you did fake mock business transactions. Oh, the bridge is out. You got to call Billy. He runs the construction company. It was cool-ish. And then it was all leading up to this big event where you went to BizTown. There was a real place called BizTown. It was this big center where they had mock like community. It was like a mock community, and everybody got the job they prepared for. You picked one. There was like news anchor. There was, I don't know, like a banker, construction worker. There was all these jobs, and you got to mock it. You had to dress up for the part, too. So if you're a news anchor, you wore a suit. Construction worker, you wore like jeans. And it was actually like a simulation mock community. And you did this in sixth grade. It was fun. And they tell you some stuff, like I said, how to write a check, and who the hell cares about that anymore? Nobody. But it was fun for the time. So I can only think, like, what if they taught us what I taught you guys today? Like, I think we'd all be in a better place to set these kids up with a reality check early. But with that being said, I couldn't help but think, what would BizTown be like today? It has since closed. No shock there. It has closed. Well, maybe we could bring it back. Here's my idea: bring it back with a modern twist. No more check writing, but like we'll talk about the chip and the Apple Pay. But what would the careers be like at BizTown 2024? That's the key. Now, BizTown, if you want to come back and sponsor this, let's talk. You could hit up my email. Get in touch with my people. Have your people talk to my people, and we'll get into this. But here, I kind of fleshed it out a little. Here are some suggestions for BizTown 2024. No construction worker, none of that. Blah blah blah. We're gonna start with 2024 jobs. So like the first one would be TikToker, where you would go into like a studio and there'd be lighting like this and ring cameras, like the ring lights, and you would put on your duck face and they would go over ideas, how to TikTok and how to voice over and show you the app and that would be a career. I'm just being honest. You could hate the messenger if you want, but I'm just being honest. That's what people are doing. That's what the young people are doing now. If you think you're gonna go do what your parents did, you're wrong. There's no jobs. There's no jobs. Trust me, there's no jobs. Not good ones. So hear me out, BizTown. Uber driver. It is a great job. You're your own boss. Gig economy, baby. You can drive people to the club and you can drive people to work, and it's only going to grow. If you watch the last video, you know what's coming. So get ready before the robots take over. But that's everything. DoorDasher. Now, these jobs, the reason there's a not so stellar review of these jobs is because people don't really put their all into it. They're doing it on the side. I want you to fully devote to being a DoorDasher. I want you to get the shirt. You know how like Uber, they'll put the little light up Uber sign? I want a DoorDash Pizza Hut sign on the top of your car. And I want you to take pride in it, like the mailmen do. And when you go to like, I don't know, you ever go somewhere and everyone's real happy? Like, I don't know, no one does it anymore. Like Friendlies. Remember Friendlies? They'd be like, welcome to Friendlies. I want you to be like that. Like, here's your DoorDash. Here's your 3 a.m. chalupa. Take it real serious. Have a body camera on, like cops. I don't want it to be just like side hustle. I want these to be careers. So that's why you need BizTown to train these kids how to be a DoorDash, because that's the best it's going to get. And if you're not ahead of the curve, you're going to fall behind. Anyone could DoorDash, but not everybody could do it well. Next one, little controversial, but don't hate the player, hate the game. OnlyFans model. I will say model. Now, back in the day, they would disparage a few things. Parents would be like, oh, you want to live, down by the river in a van? You heard that before. I know you have, but that's kind of nice now. I watched people TikToking, example one, their whole life living in a van down by the river. That's not a bad thing anymore. They used to make fun of strippers. They would disparage them, call them, floozies and all those other words I'm not going to say on this show. Whores. But who's laughing? Who's really laughing? I always said that. I said, who's really the sucker? Not in that way. I'm saying, but who's really the loser? The whore or the stripper, or the guy paying the whore or the stripper? Like, come on. Prostitute. Whatever. I'm just saying, who's really the loser there? More power to the girl. More power to the girl. If you're going to pay to dance, you pay someone to dance in a pool, come on. And don't pretend all the dudes out there wouldn't do it. They would do it too, but nobody wants to see them. Most of the time. So with OnlyFans, it's like you're kind of stripping in that way, but you're in the comfort of your own home. It's online. Who's the loser? You putting a video up eating ramen? Painting your toenails? Or the guy paying you to do that? If I could do that, I would. If anyone out there wants my toenails painted any color, message me. I'll do it. And there's no shame in that. But OnlyFans model, huge career. They're billionaires. They're laughing all the way to the bank. Who cares what people say about them? Now that I'm just talking monetarily, any psychosis, I don't endorse it morally. I think there's not in my book, but I'm saying I think there will be repercussions later. I had a stand-up joke about this, but it's kind of true. Like, you don't want to become a Pokemon card at school, where the kids are like, "Hey, Billy, I have your mom's OnlyFans." And it's like, "I'll trade you for, I don't know, for Chris's mom." You don't want that. That's not fun when you do have a family and all that. But I don't know. I don't create the rules. I didn't create this. I didn't create OnlyFans. I didn't make BizTown end. But I'm trying to help bring it back. So moving on. Life coach. There's a lot of people doing life coach stuff. They're doing videos. A lot of the men, a lot of the lonely men. I don't want to say sin. No, not sin. I'm not going to say incels. I don't know. That's a bad word to use because it's not quite them. But it's like the guys that had their heart broke, let's say. Now they're like these alpha. They kind of hate women and they're working out all day and eating rice and chicken. And their whole personality is like being a gym guy, going to the gym and lifting weights and not talking to anyone. And like they make fun of anyone who goes out and has a Miller Lite. You could be that. That there's a lot of audience out there for that. A lot of lonely men out there that find solace and comfort in other lonely men. So there's that, or you can just be a life coach in general and kind of help people. You could be a therapist like me, unlicensed. You could be a dog walker. A lot of people need their dogs walked. A lot the pet care industry is huge. They have pet insurance. They have that now. They have pet therapy. You could be a pet therapist. You can be like bark twice if you have generational trauma, and then lick the peanut butter if you want to come back for 5 more sessions. And the mom goes, "Well, there you have it. Sign us up." And it's like 300 a sesh, no insurance taken. That's a thing. You can do that. I'm saying hustle. This is a hustle economy. You gotta do what you gotta do. You could resell things on Amazon. That's a big one. You see all the entrepreneurs doing that. That was a thing back in the day, the pyramid scheme thing, which is another one. You could be a pyramid schemer. I know a lot of people that are pyramid schemers. I get messages from people I went to high school with. Hey, do you have 5 minutes? They're like Jehovah's Witness in your inbox. But it's like, hey, do you want to help me sell these vacuums I got conned into by someone else that told me they live in Thailand now because they dropped out of college and they changed their life and they're their own boss. And then, you know what that turns out to be? That's, well, they screwed me, so now I got to screw 5 more people. It's like an old curse. Like it's like a ghost curse. That pyramid scheme. It's like, I want to be rich. I hate my life. Can't you fix it right now? And this internet guy says, yeah. And he goes, sorry, buddy, they got me too. Now you have to sell this vacuum that doesn't work to 5 more people to become a partner, and then you'll start. And that's a scam. But that you could do that. You could do that. You become an influencer, of course. These are all kind of tied into each other, and they help each other, they grow off each other. Be an influencer, whatever that means. Whatever that means. But you could do it. You could be a crypto day trader, which is a good one. BizTown would love that. That's like the financial sector of BizTown. They're talking about Dogecoin and Shiba Inu all day. You got to wear a suit to that one. You got to be real stressed all the time, or you got to wear like a Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses, and you got to have like a mullet or one of those alpaca cuts. You're just like you're from Miami to be a crypto day trader. You could be a gambler. They could teach gambling, but they'll spin it so it's actually logical. Because it is. FanDuel, first time users, $200 down. Gamble everything. Gamble the presidential debate. Gamble boxing fights. Gamble the Super Bowl and all the other football games. Gamble, I don't know. Gamble Taylor Swift's song choice, the set list. Like gamble everything because it's fun and it's so easy. Just linked right up to your card. So these are some options for BizTown. BizTown 2024. Now it's fitting that I say this because I'm also looking for a new career, like I said, because I need insurance. I don't have any insurance. They gave me a muffin though, but I didn't get insurance or any of that, no pension. So I need that just in case, I need that. So I'm looking for another job. So I could do any of those, but without those, if you don't do any of those, your options are like Home Depot. I'm telling you that. That is your option. That's it. It's Home Depot, it's retail, it's bartender, waitress. Like it is that. That's all that's out there. You're not doing anything else unless you learn like a trade or something. And then there's a lot of problems with that too. It's hard on the body. But if you want like a career that they would show you at BizTown, I just gave you all of them for 2024. That's it. That is it. There's no bank tellers anymore. Wake up. But you could make a lot of money on those things, the TikTok and the OnlyFans and all that. I'm telling you. Take DoorDash seriously. Don't be, I don't know, stand for something or fall for anything, you know? Put some pride into it. And if you do hate your job, enjoy the goodies. That's all I'm saying. If you hate your job, because I'm telling you, if you're not in that 5% that doesn't, you're gonna hate your job. But when the goodies are offered, enjoy them. Don't discredit them and say, oh, it's nothing. Enjoy the muffins. Just like you should enjoy the crab cakes. But yeah, so anyways, I'm looking for a new job. So I'm considering those. BizTown hit me up. I'm willing to talk anytime. I'll free time in my schedule. It's very busy. But yeah, I'm gonna look into one of those for a new career soon. So if anyone has any career suggestions for me, what you think I might be good at, let me know below in the comments. Step up that comment game. You know, you could also be a podcaster, but it's not working out for a lot of people. Takes a long time to get off the ground. But yeah, let me know what you think I could do, or what job you would pick if you could do it all over again. Give me some comments. I'm gonna think about what job I might like to do, and go from there. So again, you're gonna hate your job. Shout out to Tusk. Thank you. Unless you're doing something cool like that, like tattooing. If you have a talent, do it up. Do it up. Make it a dream come true. Shout out to Tusk one more time, and let me know what you think I could do for a living. This was a fun one. Don't be too sad about it when you go to work tomorrow. It's not all that bad. Enjoy the muffins. Stay curious, my friends. Until next week, good night.